Hi everyone, I hope you all watched the previous videos. Let's start the session. Chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, are widely used in answers, refrigerator, well-known question. Okay. The given option, which is the quickest way of transmission heat, that is radiation. The fastest mode of transmission of heat is radiation. Okay. Radiation is fastest among all as it travels in the speed of light. Okay. Acceptable noise pollution level in India range between, that is 40 to 45 decibel. Okay. If a person travels from a point A to point B and return back towards A and reach at point C, which is the midpoint of A and B, what will be the relation between distance and displacement? That is distance and displacement. Answer is 3 is to 1. Okay. Because let's say from point A to point B. C is the point between A and B, right? So here it is the C. So one person travels from A to B, then C. So let's say this is 1 meter, this is 1 meter. Okay. So the distance is from here to all over from A to B and B to C. So total distance is 3, right? 3 meters. What is displacement? Displacement is the shortest distance from starting to end. That is A to C, this one, right? This is displacement. That is 1 meter. So here the answer is 3 is to 1. Okay. Distance is a scalar quantity. Okay. Displacement is a vector quantity. Keep that in mind. Okay. Which device is used to check the direction and magnitude of current in circuit? That is ammeter. Okay. Ammeter is measuring instrument used to measure the current in circuit. Okay. Electric currents are measured in amperes as the name. Instruments used to measure small currents in milliampere and microampere range are designated as milliammeter and microammeters. Okay. Rheostat is the other name of rheostat is the other name of variable resistance. Okay. A rheostat is a variable resistance which is used to control current. Okay. They are able to vary the resistance in a circuit without interruption. Okay. Which type of fuel is used by GSLV in its operation? That is solid in first stage and liquid in second stage. Okay, keep that in mind. Solid in first stage. Okay, liquid in second stage. Which of the following is a part of an electric circuit? That is battery, fixed resistance, connecting wires, all of the above. Okay, dash is an example for non-contact force. That is magnetic force. Okay, friction force is contact between two bodies. Okay, rolling also contact is there, right? Which of the following are sources of direct current? That is dry cell, generator, car battery, all of the above. Direct current can also be generated by means other than batteries, solar cell, fuel cells, and even some type of generators can provide DC current. Okay, DC or direct current means the electrical current is flowing in only one direction in a circuit. Batteries are good source of direct current. Okay, so all the three are the direct current, sources of direct current. Okay, what is the current flowing in one direction called? That is direct current, as we discussed previous question, right? Direct current is the unidirectional flow of electric charge. Okay, a battery is a good example of direct current power supply. Okay, direct current may flow in a conductor such as wire, but can also flow through semiconductors, insulators, or even through a vacuum, as in electron or ion beams. Okay, magnitude of current induced in the coil can be increased by increasing what? As the number of turns increases, the magnitude of the induced current increases. Okay. As the speed of the relative motion of the magnet increases, the magnitude of the induced current increases. Okay. Increasing the strength of magnet will increase the magnitude of the induced current. Okay. So all the three are will gonna increase the magnitude of current. Okay. So what needs to be reversed in order to reverse the direction of induced current? That is direction of magnetic field. Okay, to reverse the direction of induced current, the direction of magnetic field should be changed. Okay, the process of electromagnetic induction has led to construction of answer is generator. Okay, which of these known as God particle? God particles are Higgs boson. Okay, in 2012, scientists confirmed the detection of the long-sought Higgs boson, also known by its nickname God particle. Okay, Large Hadron Collider, the most powerful particle accelerator on the planet. Okay, the particle helps give mass to all the elementary particles that have mass, such as electrons and protons. Okay, IRNSS is a navigation satellite. Okay, scooter was invented by scooter was invented by none of the above. If the answer is none of the above, then who is the inventor of scooter? Okay, it was invented because Gino Sai, the inventor president of the JD Corporation, couldn't walk around his factory, right? So they decided to make the Razor electric scooter. Okay, so the answer is here. I will write it the name Gino GINOTSA. Okay, company name is JD Corporation. Okay, JD Corporation. Okay, which of the following is the contribution in physics of scientist Fahrenheit? Now, answer is everyone knows the clinical thermometer. Okay, A motor converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Okay, a generator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy, while motor does the opposite of it. Okay, it converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. I'll write it here. Sorry, generator converts mechanical energy to electrical energy. Okay, then the what is motor? It converts electrical energy to mechanical. Okay, mechanical energy. Okay, the core of an electromagnet is made of soft iron because soft iron has large susceptibility and small retentivity. Okay, when a charged particle enters a uniform magnetic field, its kinetic energy is the kinetic energy is remains constant. Okay, when a charged particle enters a uniform magnetic field, its kinetic energy is constant. Okay, when a charged particle enters a uniform magnetic field, its kinetic energy remains constant. The magnetic field always exerts a force perpendicular to the particle's velocity. Okay, so the magnitude of the velocity remains constant, and so does the kinetic energy. Okay, metals are good conductors of heat than insulators because they contain free electrons. Okay, if a high power heater is connected to electric mains, then the bulb in the house become dim because there is a potential drop. Okay, the bulb consumes lower wattage when heater connected in parallel. Heater consumes more wattage. Okay, example bulb is around 100 watt. Heater is 2 kilowatt. A sudden voltage drop. This reason bulb glows dim. Okay, who was the first woman to win the Nobel Prize in Physics? Everyone knows this one, right? That is Marie Curie. Okay, the first woman to win Nobel Prize was Marie Curie, who won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1903. Okay, with her husband Pierre Curie and Henry Becquerel. Okay, Curie is also the only woman to have won multiple Nobel Prizes. In 1911, she won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Okay, 1903 and 1911. Okay, this one is chemistry. This one is for physics. Okay, what is the advantage of parallel connection of circuit? The answer is same voltage is available. Okay, which of the following is the contribution of scientist genes in physics? That is Lenz chimera. Okay, Semi semiconductors are used for making hmm, semiconductors are used for making solar cells. Okay, what do we call a celestial object which is a very small radius and very high density? That is neutron star. Okay, that is the celestial object. Okay, Who invented radio? Answer is option C, Marconi. Okay. Which of the following is correct about conductors? Which of the following is correct about the conductors? The conduction band and valence band partly overlap each other. There is no forbidden band gap between conduction band and valence band. So both A and B are correct. Okay. The conduction band and the valence band partly overlap each other, and there is no forbidden energy gap in between. Okay. The electrons from the valence band can easily move into the conduction band. Hence, large number of electrons are available for conduction. Okay. Kelvin scale has Kelvin scale has -273 Kelvin value has 0 point on its scale. Okay. A colorblind person cannot see, distinguish between certain colors. Okay, it's option C. Okay. Friction force acts in the direction opposite to the direction of the motion. Everyone knows this one. Okay. Voltage is a form of Voltage is a form of potential energy. If an object moves towards a plane mirror with a speed of v relative to the object, the image moves towards it with a speed of, that is 2v. Okay. The image will move towards the plane mirror with velocity v. Okay. Well, if you ask the velocity of object relative to the object, then it would be 2v. Okay. It means that the object would experience that the image is moving towards it with the velocity of 2 times the velocity of the speed. Okay. Power loom invention is associated with, it is Cartwright. Okay. Power loom. Who among the following scientists invented microphone? Who invented microphone? Everyone knows this, right? Edison. The invention of the microphone is attributed to multiple individuals, including Emily Bellner, David Edward Hughes, okay, and Thomas Edison, who independently developed similar designs in the 1870s. Okay, the given options, so we can't find other two, right? So that's why we stick to the Edison option here. Okay, I will write the names here. Emily Berner, Berliner. Okay, and David Edward Hughes. Okay, and third one is Edison. Okay. Which color of insulation covering is there on earthware that goes from the main switch to our rooms? That is green color. Okay. Hooke's law is applicable within in the elastic limit. Okay. Which of these devices is used to increase the power of signal? That is amplifier. Okay. It increases the power of signal. Okay. Who among the following scientists is associated with the invention of the refrigerator? That is Harrison Kyle, Keitel. Okay. In generators, the voltage produced can be increased by. Answer is all of the above. Okay, I have discussed it before. What is the frequency of alternating current produced in India? Answer is 50 Hz. Okay. On which of the following the escape velocity of body does not depend? The answer is mass of the body. Escape velocity does not depend on mass of the body as well as the direction of projection of the body. It only depends on the mass and the radius of planet or Earth from where the body is to be projected. Okay. What should be the angle between force and displacement for maximum work to be done? Answer equals to 0. Okay. So why it is 0? So formula here is work done W equals to force into displacement cos theta. Okay. Here theta equals to 90. If theta equals to 90 degrees, minimum work. Okay. If theta equals to 0 degree, maximum work gonna happen. Okay. Okay. An intrinsic semiconductor at absolute zero temperature is, that is perfect insulator. Okay. Semiconductors act as insulator at low temperature and conductors at high temperatures. Okay. I will write it down here. Semiconductors acts as insulators at low temperatures. Okay. Conductors acts as insulators at high temperature. Okay. So they become insulators at absolute zero temperature. Okay. Swimming is possible on the account of, that is Newton's third law. Okay. So for every reaction there is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay. Magnetic effect of current gives rise to which force? That is mechanical force. Okay. A diode as a rectifier converts. Diode converts AC to DC. Okay. Upthrust and weight acts in. Upthrust acts on a body in upward direction at the center of buoyancy. Okay. Upthrust is equals to the weight of liquid displaced by object, and weight of liquid will depend on its density. Okay. So the answer is opposite direction. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you're not watching the previous video, just go through it. Okay. If you need any clarification regarding the concepts, let me know in the comment box. Okay, thank you.